Date nights matter.
Black wives matter.
A report by the National Marriage Project stated that date nights have a crucial part in a relationship, especially when you think about the longevity of a relationship. One of the things that came out of this report was that date nights support intimacy, heightened communication, it strengthens the bond, and also allows the couple to be more on one accord when they're faced big issues. So what do you think about date nights?
Date night's cool. Date night is very important. In fact, it's highly important because it gives you the opportunity to recreate. That's where we get the word recreational. Recreational activity is an activity for you to recreate love, recreate fun, recreate intimacy. Her concept of date night and my concept of date night can sometimes be completely different. That's why it's important to plan ahead so that if we know that we have date night scheduled for a Friday night and it's her idea to go out to see a movie and dinner, then I need to mentally prepare to go out to see a movie and have dinner. Now, my concept of date night may be, we'll just say something completely different. But it's important to communicate that ahead of time so that when that date night comes, you both are clear on what the plan is so that you can have a fun time. One of the worst things that can happen on date night is when I have an idea that we're going to do one thing, she has an idea of we're going to do something completely different, then the date night becomes problematic because we're both on two different pages. But date night is so important, especially if you have children. If your children have lots of activities like ours do, it's so important to break the monotony, to get away so that you can have some fun together.
Date night for me, where it could be a movie night, but also date night is watching college football. I'm a huge college football fan. So, I mean, those are some of the things.
Keep going. College football she's crazy about college football. Let me stop right here. She'll yell at the TV. My kids look at her crazy. Even in college, she knew nothing about football. I wanted her to know about football, but I hate that I turned her on to college football because she turns into a crazy woman. Crazy lady.
Okay, so
crazy.
Here's the thing though, and let me tie this back together. One of our first of many dates, we would sit and watch TV and we would watch college football, and a lot of the pieces was I was trying to figure out what he liked, and so I was thinking, you know what, he's obviously engaged into watching the football, so why don't I learn? And he started to teach me, and now it became one of those things where Saturday is a guarantee. During the fall we have a guaranteed date. No matter what, we know we're gonna watch college football, and if he's at work, I'm recording the college football so that we can have a date night at night to watch college football. There's a give and take. So in our household, we rotate of who plans the date night intentionally so that we can make sure that both needs are being met. So when we think about date night with a busy schedule, as what Lonnie said, is that it's really, for us, it kind of seems a little crazy, but we have to schedule our date night. And some people may think, well, it just comes organically. Well, after 22 years, almost 22 years of marriage, we've realized if we can schedule a doctor's appointment and we can schedule time to go to our kids' events, we can also schedule and be intentional with our date nights. Probably our best memorable date nights were the ones where we didn't have a lot of money, we didn't have a lot of options, and we kind of created the date night at our home with a picnic, with a basket in front of the fireplace, and we just had sandwiches and we had time to talk. So it allows you to have that intimacy, intimacy, so you can see into seeing each other's, passions, but also seeing each other's struggles.
You have to have that one-on-one, intentional one-on-one time with no distractions. You don't have to go live on every date night. You don't have to have a photo shoot on every date night. It's one-on-one time. It's not time with you and all your Facebook friends.
True.
That date night is for you and your lady or your man to get together, to have some one-on-one time, to spend time together, to have fun together, to replenish each other, to recharge, and just to have time where you're not distracted.
So you think about a date night, and you think about as a relationship starts, you are very intentional courting someone. You do all the things. You buy them flowers, you may write them nice love notes, you might create an atmosphere because you're trying to get the person. But now you're in a relationship, you need to be able to keep the person. And how do you do that? You have to continue to recreate new things, rekindle new things, relaunch new things in the relationship. That's where the funness comes around.
It's so important also to keep the fire burning in your relationship, regardless of how long you've been together or how short you've been together. It's always necessary to keep the passion burning in your relationship.
Date nights are important with communication. Date nights are important with rekindling the flame. Date nights are important because it shows a level of commitment. What you did to court the person, to get the person, is the same things that you need to do to keep that person, to keep that fire going and keep that flame going. Try some different things. Spice it up a little bit. Don't do the same thing. Don't be monotonous in what you do. Routine gets very old and gets very stale. So liven it up. We challenge you guys. If you're in a relationship, if you're courting, do the same thing that you're doing as you plan for the wedding or plan for beyond the wedding. Because dating each other is an important piece for a long-lasting relationship.
You have what you make time for. A lot of people make excuses of why they don't go on dates, or why they don't have time to do this, or why they don't have the money to do this. Trust and believe, you have what you make time for. If you make it a priority, you will make it happen. I guarantee you. Stop with all the excuses of why you don't do this or why you don't do that. I guarantee you, if your job called you in to do something, you will make time to be there. Or if your best friend asks you to do something, you'll make time to be there. You need to have that same priority when it comes to your relationship or your marriage. Stop with the excuses and make it happen. You'll be glad you did. And we're out.